Today I fucked up. I cried in the red light district. A few buddies and I are traveling in Thailand and we went to the local red light district last night. I have never paid for sex, but my buddies really wanted to see this district after reading about it online. We ambled down the main avenue after exiting the SkyTrain station, and turned on our handy mobile guide for the night. As our blue dot on the Google map up inched closer to our final destination, we saw hotels catering to business travelers, tourists, and lovers that charged by the hour. Promising. Closer still we passed street vendors, selling various configurations of lingerie and sex toys. I was semi-erect. At the corner of fake Cialis and condoms, we made a turn into a little side street off the main avenue and entered the promised land. I basked in the glow of neon lights and savored every sensation the promised land offered: the indistinct drum of club music, old white men with weathered skin in shorts getting cozy with street walkers in impossibly high heels, faceless ladies grabbing my arm enticing me to go into their bars. I was a kid in a candy store. We ended up in a 3 or 4 story plaza that seemed tame on the ground level. But as we headed up the second level, things got spicy, to say the least. I finally ended up chatting with a lady in leather lingerie holding an authoritative whip in her hand. She ordered me to go into the bar, and she didn't take no for an answer. It didn't help that I was totally turned on, and my buddies literally pushed me inside when they realized I was trapped by a dominatrix hottie. After a few drinks and polite conversation, my leather-clad friend encouraged me to take a room upstairs. I didn't have the courage to say yes. Even the buzz of alcohol didn't calm my nerves. But my friends wouldn't stop badgering me to take her upstairs, and finally under pressure I caved. I sat on the edge of the mattress, naked. I tried to engage her in more conversation, but she just ordered me to shut up and started lashing me. I was a nervous wreck and I didn't know what to do. My boner had left me at the door. All I felt in the strangely quiet room upstairs was shame, sadness for the lady whipping me, and the rhythmic sting of faux leather tickling my skin. I don't know how long this had gone on, maybe a minute, maybe more. Time flowed at a different pace. As I pondered my escape and the tragedy that brought this lady to this desperate place, I felt moisture on my thigh. I looked up to see if there was a leak in the ceiling, only to realize the drops were my tears. I was crying, but not because I was into erotic humiliation. Unfortunately, she thought I was, and my tears only encouraged her to whip harder. When I pushed her whip away, I brushed past the crotch of her mini lingerie and realized I was dealing with a ladyboy. I cried harder. He must have thought I was deep into pleasure from the humiliation, because she just laughed more. I was a naked, sobbing mess of a man. She asked me, "What's wrong, honey?" in that mocking way. But it wasn't funny or sexy. She bent over, looked between my legs, and asked in that grating voice, "You know hard?" "I got Viagra, honey, extra baht." I quickly put on my shorts and shirt, and ran out the door. She didn't try to stop me. After all, she already got paid. The last thing I remember of that place was the boom 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 of club music drowning out her fading, cackling laugh. Somehow I stumbled back to the SkyTrain station and made it back to my hotel. I was never so glad to be alone with my Chang beer. I'm sad for her/him, honestly I am. But I'm also furious. My buddies knew this was a ladyboy bar. They pushed me and ditched me. I'm angry at myself most of all for thinking I was ready to pay for sex. Turns out I'm not. If only there is a convenient way to delete memories. Too long didn't read. I wasn't ready to pay for sex, but I caved into peer pressure. I ended up sad and in tears. Saddest today I fucked up I have ever read. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry that happened to you. People are being totally unsympathetic, saying you should have seen it coming or that no damage was done. But that is false. You wanted to try something, got pushed further than you were comfortable, and were laughed at for not enjoying it. Your friends really lose respect in my mind for the way they handled this. It's understandable you feel violated and alone. People will always be assholes when someone confesses vulnerability and hurt like this, but that doesn't mean they're right. Your feelings are valid, and it's okay if it takes you a while to process through them. I don't think they're actually your buddies. At least you decided to quit halfway and didn't have real intercourse. I'm very sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry your friends deserted you. I'm sorry they didn't respect your boundaries, weren't aware enough to read your discomfort, or are just giant assholes who may not care. I am sorry that your friends were not friends. Well said. People don't really see how traumatizing this can be. I'm really angry with ops friends. Today I fucked up by teaching my 5-year-old about spelling words backwards. Okay, so I taught him about the idea of spelling words backwards and pronouncing them in their backwards form a few months ago, but the today I fucked up part actually happened just a few hours ago. Also, changed my son's name for the sake of anonymity. As I said, I introduced my 5-year-old son to the silly idea of pronouncing words backwards a few months ago when I told him that his name spelled backwards was Nivek. He thought this was funny and he started asking what my name was backwards, what mommy's name was backwards, the kitty's name backwards, and so on. He usually thinks words are pretty funny backwards. Sometimes he recognizes words backwards are actually another word. Because of this he frequently asks me what the word means when he says it backwards. Usually it's just gibberish backwards, but sometimes we find one that's a different word backwards. Like a local grocery chain called Mark's backwards is scram. Stuff like that. From time to time he gets in a mood where he starts asking what all kinds of things are backwards. What's Taco Bell backwards? What's snowman backwards? And so on. So tonight we were finishing up our dinner and he was in a backwards word mood. He was still working on his dinner and I grabbed a pint of ice cream from the freezer for a few bites while he finished up. He asked me what kind of ice cream it was and I told him. Then he asked me who makes that type of ice cream, to which I replied Haagen-Dazs. Son, Daddy, what's Haagen-Dazs spelled backwards? Me, looks at it and tries my best to pronounce it reversed, Sid Nega. I grimace as I realize how that sounded when I said it. Son, laughs hysterically, sad nega. Daddy, what's a sad nega? Me, nothing. Let's not say that one. Son, Daddy, why can't we say sad nega? Me, that's just not a nice word to say. He's in bed now and only said it 3 more times after that all night. I'm hoping he forgets it by tomorrow and doesn't go around school saying it. I can just see the note coming home from school with him that my son was saying sad nega after just coming back from Martin Luther King Day. Too long didn't read. I inadvertently taught my 5-year-old son a racial slur on MLK Day. Just tell him it's a rude word for black people. He sounds smart enough to get that much. Teach him some palindromes. Race car sounds fun. Taco cat is better. My dad taught me my alphabet backwards long before I learned my alphabet forwards, and let me tell you, starting kindergarten was really confusing. Lamau. Race car will blow his mind. This is seriously a great learning opportunity. The N-word is not just a word we shouldn't say, it's a legitimately offensive word, charged with decades, heck, centuries, of dehumanizing oppression. Now, you don't have to explain all that to a child, but I would encourage you to press into it. Today I fucked up when I turned down the first kiss. Edit, thank you everyone for your support, I appreciate it. Happy New Year's everybody. Smile? Me 15M. So it's now New Year's, Jan 1st, 2020, in most of Australia. This story takes 30 minutes before 12 AM. I am an introvert most of the time and I hate getting put on the spot. So I am just leaving from a food stall and walking to the beach so I can watch the fireworks. Now keep in mind I have never had a GF. So I'm walking and I am very tired, so I am lacking in focusing. I hear someone say, hey, you want a New Year's kiss, and I turned around and realized the girl was talking to me. This girl looks about my age, good looking, just smiles at me, and I realized that I could have took my shot. But now I'm back at my Airbnb regretting not saying yes, and now realizing I am single for life skeptical. Sorry for any bad grammar or spelling, I'm typing it at 1:37 AM, so I'm kinda tired. TL drive. A cute chick asking me for a New Year's kiss, but I froze up and declined. It has to be my biggest F up. I have never had a kiss or relationship. Fly to LA and redeem yourself with a New Year's kiss if you still have time. It's okay man, I didn't have my first kiss till I was 17. It'll happen soon enough. Honestly, I'm more craving a relationship. Goal is to get first kiss by the age of 50. Smile. Next time you answer only if it comes with a first date. They call him Romeo? This is 1000% not a today I fucked up. Good job on rejecting that gal. I'm sure you'll get a more meaningful first kiss this way. Exactly this. A first kiss, as soppy as this may sound, will stay with you for life. Better for it to be with someone you care about or even just know than some random girl online. You're still young, you'll find someone. Don't rush through your life hoping to find a relationship, you'll regret it more later. The best relationships tend to just happen when you're not actively looking for them, from my own experience. Girls have cooties bro, you dodged a bullet.